Hey baby, I hear the blues are calling, tossed salads and scrambled eggs.
Hey guys, welcome to my individual project, where I'm going to be making two steaks. One my way, and another one the way Andrew Rea makes his in his show Binging with Babish. We're going to start with two 15-ounce New York strip steaks, trimming them both so that they're each 1.5 inches thick. Even thickness means even cooking, so this is an important step. By the way, don't forget to save the scraps. You can use them to make a cheesesteak, but that would be another video, wouldn't it? Now, we're going to be making two steaks today, one cooked my way with sous vide, and another Andrew's with a reverse sear. First off, we're going to liberally sprinkle all sides with kosher salt. Make sure you use kosher and not iodized, or your meat's going to taste like a salt lake. You'll know you used enough when it looks like you left the steak outside for a few minutes during a snowstorm. Now that the meat's been salted, we're going to put it on a wire rack and let it come to room temperature. Yes, we're going to be leaving raw meat out on the counter for an hour. Trust me, it'll be fine, just make sure your cat doesn't eat it. An hour has gone by, and as you can see, the salt has pulled a lot of moisture out of the surface of the meat. This is going to help with browning later when we sear the steak. Next, we're going to put the steak into a low oven for about an hour, or until it reaches an internal temperature of 120 degrees. When the steak comes out of the oven, it's going to look ugly like this, but don't worry, we'll fix that later. Now, we're going to use my preferred method, sous vide. This time, we're going to start by putting our steak in a vacuum seal bag along with any seasoning we might want. In this case, I've used a couple crushed cloves of garlic. Then, we're going to put the bag into our vacuum sealer and turn it on. We're going to wait a few seconds, then realize the bag is in wrong. Fix that, and then turn it on again before realizing that it's still not working. Mess around with the bag a bit before giving up, reading the manual, and realizing that the seal is installed wrong. Fix it, put the bag back in the machine, and give it one last shot. And success. Now that our steak is vacuum sealed, we're going to strap it into this contraption, which is basically just a way to hold it down, and then we're going to put it into a water bath at 54 degrees Celsius for 3 hours. Okay, 3 hours have passed, and we're going to cut open the vacuum bag to reveal this gross pink slab of meat. As with the last steak, this one's pretty ugly right now, but we're going to fix it in a moment. Okay, it's time to sear the steaks, so get out your non-stick skillet, and I'm just messing with you. There's only one good way to sear a steak on the stovetop, and that's cast iron. If you're gonna set your kitchen on fire while cooking, this is probably how you're gonna do it. Set the skillet over high heat and add a few tablespoons of oil. Whatever you can find, just the higher the smoke point, the better. Once you see smoke coming off the skillet, you'll know it's hot enough. Drop in the steak and let it sit in the bottom of the pan, forming a nice crust. Add an unsafe amount of cold butter to the hot pan, and then try to keep it moving so it doesn't burn. After about a minute, flip the steak over and sear it for another 60 seconds or so. Be sure to get the edges crisped up before moving the meat over to a cutting board. Tent the steak with a sheet of aluminum foil and let it rest for at least 10 minutes before finally cutting into it and revealing that beautiful cross-section. Now Andrew's reverse sear steak is on the right, and my sous vide steak is on the left. I'll let you decide which one came out better, but right now, I'm just gonna dig in.